Hello and welcome to Little Workroom Crafts. Today is Thursday the 19th of March. I've popped on a bit early just for a little one with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, to say that I hope you're all keeping safe, and as crafters, hopefully you're all keeping your minds occupied, as I'm doing quite a bit actually. And I have had to self-isolate because I've, as you can hear, got a cold, and obviously because of my health, unfortunately I can't go to work, and I do really miss you guys. So if you're all watching, hi, I miss you. No, I really do miss work. But anyway, I miss work, but I have done quite a bit, and I've been doing some English paper piecing. So what I thought, I'd quickly pop on, and then next week when it's normally scheduled for Wednesday, I will be you know, telling you all where the inspiration come, or the patterns or whatever, where I've got it as normal. But let me just move my mat. So I have been up here quite a lot, as I've said, and I have made myself this little set here. So the little basket actually is a tutorial on Fat Quarter, on the Fat Quarter YouTube channel. So and it was really easy to make. Really, I used the spongy Bosal stuff, but no, I really like it. And yeah, so as I said, next week I'll give you all the information where I've got all the patterns and the inspiration and so on. I've made myself a little needle case, and this is so clever. It's for travelling around, and you pop it out and it holds up as a little thread catcher. Now this actually is a tutorial on YouTube. There is a couple, but the one I chose it was very helpful, very good. I've made a little pin cushion, and I've backed it and stuffed it the way that Kathy does on oh dear me, because I've not written anything down, that's the thing, on her cross stitch YouTube. And also now this little thing here, I've just this minute finished this, and I was given the pattern for this many years ago, and I have updated it, and you know, to make it fit our spools. But what it is years ago, before there was electricity, the ladies, they used to do the quilting or the mending and all that lot. They used to put needles there and then thread every one of them and leave the thread in here. So then they'd take the top one, so they didn't have to try and thread the needle with candlelight. And I just think it's so clever. But as I say, I've updated it a bit, and I keep the spools in because our spools are a bit bigger these days. And I've made quite a few of these. I've made them plain. I've made one for Angie that had all hand embroidery on it. But this is the first one I've done with the English paper piecing, and I will say I really like this. Yeah, really like this. But I will, as I say, I'll give all the details next week. And so what I've decided to do, obviously I'm still doing my knitting and everything else that I love doing. I've decided last night that I'm going to make a new bed quilt. Now I haven't done a big quilt in a long time, because I've always had the fear of I ain't able to, you know, layer it up or anything like that these days. But I'll sort that out with my friends at work. I'm sure they'll help me. So I went through for inspiration into my book. This is a good book. I've got quite a few English paper piecing books I've collected over the years, but this is really good, and for inspiration it's brilliant. So I've decided, I did mark the page, so where are you? Oh, there you are. This is using hexagons and diamonds, and these, I'm going to do this one here, and yet again use all my scraps up. So let's move you down. I found all my papers and my templates, and these are some of my scraps. But as I have said, in previous podcasts that this year is going to be all different. I made a real bright shawl and knitted, and all different. So normally I go for muted colours, but what I found in a little bit of my scrap stash is all this lovely bright goodness, and it's going to be all flowers and tone on tones, and there's a bit of liberty in there. There's some basically hugs, which I love those. Yeah, so they're all going to be nice and bright florals and tone on tones. And this one here, look, is yellow. I don't know if you can see it actually. It's got little tiny hexagons all over, hearts. So yeah, I've stood and done ironed them all. It's funny, isn't it? We don't do ironing. Well, most of us don't like ironing anyway, but ironing a piece of fabric is different. That's what I always say. So yeah, but I have actually got a quilt on my bed, which I made a few years ago now, and I'll pop a photograph of it in here. So as you saw, it's actually all hexagons, random, picked up as you go, as I was going, and yeah, it was good fun to make, and yeah, it's washed well and everything else. So now when I do this one, I'm going to have a rotation, so I can have like one for the winter and one for the autumn, and one for the spring summer, which will be the nice bright one. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting that started in a minute. Actually, I'm going to go downstairs and start cutting out some bits and putting one of the little block things together and see how it looks. So anyway, as I've said, please keep safe, and if you are having to self-isolate like most of us are, keep on crafting, and do little bits that that you haven't been able to do because you haven't had the time. So make the most of it, I would. And as I say, with this quilt, as always, quilts have stories and memories, and this will be one of them. So yeah, all of you take care, and as I say, I'll see you all next week as scheduled, and be safe. Happy crafting. Bye.